Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, children of all ages. My name is Noble. It always has been. It always will be. Unless, of course, I legally change it. Today, I am joined by my most handsome, my most splendid, my most beautiful co-host that has ever graced the podcast realm, Mr. Kyle Jordan, coming in with a slicked back hair. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing lovely, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I saw you crawl out from behind the backdrop.
No, I teleported.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Is it a green screen?
I teleported.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be on my computer. Happy to have electricity. It's a good feeling. Not having to.
It's a good feeling to have electricity.
Yeah, not to sleep in 85-degree, 90% humidity weather. Waking up every hour just to wipe the sweat off my forehead. Feels good.
Wipe something else off your forehead. Anyway, back home. That's good.
Well, everyone, thanks for stopping by.
So,
yeah.
I suppose, do you want to update stream on your life anymore, or you just want to get straight into it? Because there's some big Twitch news. There's some big streaming news, actually, this week.
Nothing happened in my life. I was out without power for a week because our electric company sucks, and they kept telling us it would be up the next day. Never was. Finally came back yesterday. That was it.
Quick story. About a year and some change ago, neighbors across the street were doing some construction work in their backyard. It was very obvious, like, they had heavy power tools back there. I was like, I don't know if they should be doing that in this small community. 3 hours later, internet goes down, and we got the cable trucks pulling in because they cut a line.
Oh, no.
You gotta love humanity, man.
Well, how dumb is the average person? And then, half people in the world are dumber. It's hard to imagine.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That means there's at least 5 or 6 dumb people.
At least.
Anyway, since we're streamers, since we stream from time to time, since we stream this podcast on twitch.tv, there was some streaming news this week. There was a lot of streaming news, actually. 3 of the biggest streamers, the largest female streamer, the largest FPS streamer, the largest personality streamer, all made massive changes. You want to fill in the chat on what happened?
Within a week, that's rare.
Yeah. Usually
it's spread out. So I guess the first one, we'll start with the most recent. Shroud making his appearance today. This is fresh news. He's still streaming right now. This is fresh off the press. I think what I saw, I sent it in the group earlier. He peaked at 515,000 concurrent viewers. He started up his stream, and then 45 minutes later, 50 minutes later, he finally made an appearance. And within that first 15 minutes of him making an appearance, it was up to 520,000, which is going to be, that's record books. It's going to be top 5 all time. Also had a dozen thousand subs. It was something ridiculous. I'd love to see what their earnings was in the first day, him and Doc.
If you guys don't know, on Twitch, the conversion rate for subscribers, so it's $5 to sub. You get $2.50 for an average sub. You get higher for a prime sub, and then if you're a partner, you get I think it's 60 or 70% of a sub. So just in layman terms, if you say it's $2 for a sub, it's not. But in layman terms, if it's $2 for a sub, Shroud gets 10,000 subs today. 20 grand. It's 20 grand just like that, and he wasn't even there.
Subs.
Wasn't even there for the first 45 minutes. That does not include all the ad revenue, all the bits he got today, all the donations.
He gets sponsor payments too.
Evil Shroud made some money today. I would love if this was a whole bit. If he just had the goatee, left Twitch after a week or two, went to YouTube and was like, yeah, my twin brother. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I don't think he is creative enough to do that. But if he were.
No, he is pretty trolly, but in the end he's just a humble guy who loves playing games, right? I don't think
really
he
likes
really
games.
Wants to. Yeah. Um, so that's Shroud's stuff. I mean, he's me and you both like him a lot, so we're happy to see that. He took like 45 days
You and
off
me,
streaming.
me and you.
So that's like a good break for him, I'm sure. They don't get to take 2 breaks, too often. Like some people who just took a break. The largest, like you said, largest female streamer, Pokemon, just actually took off for, I think it's supposed to be like a month. I'm assuming it's a month. I didn't actually read the letter, or the post that she made. But she's taking a month off from streaming. I think she's still like gonna post on like social media. She even subbed to Shroud today when I was watching Shroud. He like made a comment about it. And he was like, "Yeah, glad you're taking time off. Like, I hope you enjoy it." But yeah, I think it's good that she's taken off, especially with all the drama going on in her world right now.
Yeah. Speaking of people taking time off, Eric just brought it up in chat. It's difficult for a lot of smaller streams. Excuse me. It's difficult for a lot of smaller streams or smaller streamers to take time off because it's so quick for them to become irrelevant. But once you hit a certain threshold of viewers, of sponsorships, like you can always come back. Like Doc has been banned or in trouble tons of times. Alinity gets in trouble all the time. Ninja disappeared. No one knows where he is right now. Like if you hit a certain threshold, then you're perfectly fine. And you do lose money. Like when they take these breaks, when streamers take these breaks, they're aware that they're going to lose money. They're going to take a hit. But there's something to be said for your health. Or as much as I work on stream, as much as I work off stream, like when I feel that I make it to a comfortable position where streaming is more lucrative for me, I'm gonna sleep. Probably you guys won't hear from me for 2 weeks. I haven't had ice cream in like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I'm gonna eat probably a tub of ice cream, not like one of those Neapolitan tubs. I'm talking about like an actual tub of ice cream. Throw up all over myself, take a shower, and then pass out for 2 weeks. Because that'll be like the relief period. But speaking of Pokimane and whatever's going on with her, I don't know. People are saying she has a boyfriend, and people are geeking out over that because they don't really understand what goes on in her stream. Because they think that she's an e-girl, nothing less, nothing more. We talked about how people beg her to get an OnlyFans all the time, how it's easy to just flirt with her, act salaciously towards her. Word of the day, good for you, Noble. I don't know. She's taking time for herself. The guy with no, I was gonna say no neck, but no chin, Leafy, made like 6 or 7 videos about her. And that's a lot of videos. A lot of videos about one person.
I think actually he didn't even talk about her in the last few videos. He just put her name in it. Or like mentioned her just once, but just did it for
I watched
the clicks.
A bit of one, but his last handful of videos are all her, which is that's a lot of and it's just him playing CS. It's him playing CS:GO, running, going, in any way, I don't even know if her subscribers know that she has a boyfriend. Just like in the most monotone.
Yeah. Oh, he's brutal to listen to. It's like I don't even want to call it content, right?
No, it's not.
It's just him talking to the microphone for 6 minutes about how he doesn't like someone. But that's like, I don't know what it is about the younger generation. They just love that kind of content. That like quick, easy.
It's because they can't process anything
about
else.
People. Yeah, I guess so.
Like that's why David Dobrik's videos are 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Like you can't. The younger generation doesn't have the attention span. Like I have to go do something else. This is so much time.
Yeah, which is unheard of, right? Like how long do music videos used to be, and now they're down to like 2 minutes. They used to be like 4 minutes and change for like a normal song and music video.
Yeah, because they had all the intro build up.
Yeah, it was every video was like a story, and now it's all like 2 minutes 30 seconds.
You know that I hate music videos?
I didn't.
Fucking hate music videos.
Really?
Yeah, I hate music videos.
Why?
Everything's shortening, but movie trailers remain 3 times too long. Movie trailers remain 3 times too long, and they are also the entire. Why would you go watch a movie when you could watch any movie trailer that's a TLDR? Movie trailers are like 4 minutes long right now.
Yeah, no, I don't usually watch trailers, but it's also hard because they don't make any many, I should say. They do make original movies, but they don't make many anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of
A lot of it's based on books, a lot of it's sequels, a lot of it's
put a footnote in that because we'll get back to
redone.
that before we finish up streamer stuff.
Sure.
Long songs are great too. Anyway, while we finish up on this, so Leafy's doing whatever he's doing. If you guys don't know what he does, he's just like a drama streamer, but he somehow puts in less effort than Keemstar. I don't really know. I don't know how I got popular. Attention span. Pokemon's taking a break. Good for her. I've been vocal about never being the best Pokemon or the biggest Pokemon supporter, but I can separate the human from whatever act that she puts up online on stream. So good for her. I hope that she gets the rest that she needs. I hope that she gets the time that she needs, and she can come back to hopefully a better audience. And then I know that you've been waiting for this for a long time, so I'll let you take this one away. But there was one more streamer that came back recently in full force, if you will.
The Doc, the two-time, the legend himself, owner of the Champions Club, Dr. Disrespect.
Owner of 96 Lamborghinis.
I'm a huge fan of Dr. Disrespect. He's one of my favorite. I've been a fan for a long time. It's like we always say, he has the personality that makes you want to watch. He's an entertainer as best as they come to me. Like, you know, you put him up with a lot of actors and TV person, like, you know,
He's
personality type people. He is a genuine entertainer that will always be successful because of that's just the way he is. That's his personality.
Mm-hmm.
He works very hard. He streams a lot, and he knows exactly what his fans want. And he like provides perfect content day in, day out till he gets banned. Nonetheless, for going in like bathrooms and stuff, like recording.
So he gets banned, suspended, in trouble.
But no. All seriousness, I'm really happy he's back. I'm happy he got huge numbers on YouTube when he came back. Of course, he trolled everyone the first day by not actually streaming. It's a phenomenal Dr. Disrespect move.
Big fan.
But yeah, no, just overall happy he's back. Happy Shroud's back. You know, they're two of the best for us, for me. I know you really like Shroud. But yeah, just I'm happy he's back to streaming, man.
It's exciting.
It's like a new season of a TV show coming back for you to watch. That's on every day for a few hours.
Yeah, and with Ninja temporarily being on Twitch as well, it's like everything's right in the streaming world. I brought this up in videos before, and I brought this up on stream the other day, so I'll give a quick rundown of this. Unfortunately, Mixer's no more, as a lot of you guys know. The reason it's unfortunate is not because there was a spread of streamers, rather it was a spread of video platforms. Competition is always good. Competition always makes companies better. In this case, Mixer just had a much better video player. So hopefully, I don't know, Twitch ups the bitrate on their end at some point because people are frying their computers trying to get 1080p streams. With that being said, I want to go back to your footnote that we had about no original movies or no original media. Because there's some remakes, I couldn't think of any off the top of my head, but there's some remakes that are like, oh, that's pretty good. And then there's a lot of book to movies that were pretty successful. Did you know that Forrest Gump was a book, by the way?
No, but I believe it.
Apparently, they cut a lot of bullshit out of it because it was like fantastical in the book. Like he's going to Mars and stuff in the book.
You have to. No matter what book you make into a movie, you have to cut a lot of it out because that's just the way it is.
Have you seen The Martian?
No, I have not.
Don't watch it.
Okay.
You care if I spoil it?
No, go ahead.
All right, chat. Spoiler alert for The Martian with Matt Damon coming in 3, 2, 1. There's one point in the movie where he's just floating through space. He does like a space jump action scene. It is a space jump action scene from his about to be blown up pod towards a spaceship that's coming in orbit, and they can't land for some reason because I don't know why. But he's the first man on Mars. So him living there is like really cool. He's living on Mars for a while. Really, really cool. And he's like, I need to get off Mars. And then for him to get off Mars, he's apparently the smartest person ever. He creates his own jet, or his own his own rocket, gets into the atmosphere, then his rocket blows up. It's just like a tiny little pod rocket. And then people are coming by. I think Jessica Chastain comes to save him or something. And they fucking do you know that picture with I think the original is Rambo and Mr. T, where they're both juiced up and they're grabbing each other's hands like this?
Grabbing arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was, but I think Jessica Chastain saved him. Anyway, with that being said, quick Martian ran out of the way. Really hate Martians, apparently, Noble. Fuck. Yeah, there's a lot of unfortunate cash grabs in modern media with all the remakes. We saw that unfortunate flop with the Ghostbusters movie. We were just discussing that, Luke. That movie trailers revealing way too much have ruined movies. That's part of it because like you're not supposed to watch movie trailers anymore. But the Ghostbusters movie, I didn't tune in for this Martianist rhetoric. The Ghostbusters movie, new books to movie. Did you ever read the Aragon series, the books?
Me? No.
Yeah. I'm sure some of you guys in chat read the Aragon series, the books. It was about a kid and dragons, basically. Movie, top 6 worst all-time movies. Fucking terrible. Movie trailers being too long. And then there's like some weird Hollywood thing now where people in Hollywood are so woke and so progressive that if you're not that race that you can't take roles anymore, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, we talked about that a few episodes ago, I think, right?
Possibly.
Was that maybe we did it off stream? I forget. We just talk too much now. That's all it is. No, but yeah, you're not. You know, same thing with like we talked about it because we talked about voice actors. You have to be the proper race, even if it's like a voice actor for a cartoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of absurd, but you know, if that's what the people want, you know, that's what they're gonna get because they're the ones that pay. They're the ones that bring in the money, and that's all that matters.
So the interesting thing about modern movies, where do you think, like, because there's good movies that are coming out, but there's an issue like the MCU movies aren't good movies per se. They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put them in the same storyline with something like The Godfather, for example, just something everyone knows. When I say when I say that I'm not a big movie guy, a lot of people seem to get offended by that idea whenever, not necessarily offended, but taken aback a little bit by that idea that I don't watch so many movies. And it's like, can you name so many movies in like the last, if you go before the 2000s versus after the 2000s, because there's a huge pump up in numbers. We've got to pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Rookie numbers, yep.
There's a huge increase in the numbers in the last 20 years, obviously, because everyone with a fucking camcorder can make a movie now. They still make camcorders?
I don't know. You think I've been inside of a store?
Fair. Camcorders and more.
Camcorders and things.
I don't know. What do you think about that? Like movies, because there's so many shows that are covering what movies could do now, but the shows are branching well, like what Game of Thrones used to do, where it's just like one giant movie, but Game of Thrones ended up sucking.
Yeah, so
it feels difficult to tell a story in just an hour and a half or 2 hours now.
I think so movies are weird, right? Because for TV shows, you can have a TV show that's hour-long episodes for 8 episodes in a season, and that's like a whole series right there of what you would do in a movie. But TV shows aren't shot the same way movies are shot either, which is also very different. It plays into the story a lot differently. They have to rush like kind of character development because, you know, they're not coming back for 2 or 3 more seasons. You know, you don't even know if the movie's going to flop or not, unless you're basing it off a popular book series that you know people are going to go watch. But for movies, people want to watch, I think, what they know. They're not interested in learning when they go to the movies. So it's very rare.
What are you going to try and teach me?
Yeah, it's very rare for a movie to, it has to do a few different things, right? It has to sell well, because if it doesn't, no one's going to remember it. No one's going to tell their friends about it. So it has to start off well. The first opening weekend has to be huge. So you have to advertise well,
Mhm.
which is hard for a movie not about a book or a remake or anything, because who's going to want to help you advertise based off what you think is a good movie, right? The advertiser's going to go for, oh, people liked Aladdin, 15, 20 years ago. They're doing a remake. Sure, I'll advertise because I know kids are going to go see it. Um, any famous book that gets done, if they go to make a movie into it, advertisement, sure, I'll help you advertise. It was a very popular book series. I'm sure people will go see the movie. You know how hard it must have been to come up with your own idea and pitch it to a bunch of people, like Inception. If you don't have the best director, one of the best directors, and some of the best actors of all time in that movie just flops because no one will help you buy into it. No one will help you advertise it.
Well, part of it, there's multiple steps there, right? Like you need a good actor, you need a good director, you need a good
Yeah.
story, and then when it comes, because it can still. I wonder how the contracts would work if it's like, if they still, if the advertisers watch the movie first and they're like, oh fuck, that's a great movie, or if they're just obligated after their contract,
I'm,
no matter
I'm sure
what.
they I'm sure they get an idea, and maybe some people they might get scripts, honestly.
Interjection on my own point. I think I found out the answer to my question because Ghostbusters, the remake, was still advertised.
Wait, what do you mean? Why is that
Um,
interjected?
because they advertised it anyway, even though it was a garbage movie.
Well, the advertisement comes before whether or not the movie's going to be garbage, and they don't care if it's garbage. They really don't care at all. They know people are going to go see it, so their advertisement's going to make them money.
Did you see the Cats movie, by the way?
No, why would I see that
That
movie?
terrified me. I didn't want to go watch it. That terrified me. It was so scary.
I would.
People, but they're cats.
I rarely go see a movie that I don't know about ahead of time. Like like obviously
You
I
watch
would know
trailers?
about cats going into it, so I'll watch trailers to like see what movies are out. Like I'll just sit and watch like trailers for things coming out. A lot of my friends also watch movies though. I have friends that work in a movie theater, so it's easy for me to talk to them about what movies are out, what I should go see, what's popular, what's not.
All of
Um,
my friends watch the movies.
but I don't care for trailers. Like I might watch a bit of it, but
This just in, Kyle hates the poor, doesn't care for trailer homes. Anyway, Luke brought up an interesting Luke brought up an interesting question in chat. Your most overrated and underrated movies. I'm not as big a movie guy as you, so I mean, you can take it
I
first.
that's a hard one.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
because
just snowball something then. I'll just let this be in concrete forever, and then someone's gonna be like, "You don't like that movie?" All right. See, what movie did I think was just okay?
I'll think on it, Luke, and I'll get back to you in the middle of it randomly.
Have you seen? I
Pitch
love
Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
Okay, so there's a little story behind there before you he for those who don't know, Puzzles is a IRL friend. Um he asked me, and I'm not going to exaggerate this. This is going to be almost an exact amount of time for about 3 years, at least once a week, if I've seen Pitch Perfect. That's not a joke. That's actually what he asked me every time he saw me.
Because he wanted you to see it initially, and then just to fuck with you, or because he really wanted you to see it.
It started off as he wanted me to see it, and then it became just like a joke.
Hilarious. I have one of that. I have a joke like that running with a friend.
So eventually I do see it, and I was a huge fan. I love the movie as well, but I couldn't give him that satisfaction right
Of
away.
course
Right? I
not.
had to wait because he's been a lot of curses to me for a long time. But that's so he kind of still goes on about it, but that's the joke there.
Oh, what is an overrated movie that came out in the last 5 or 10 years? I don't know. I don't watch movies. Let's see.
Movies in the last 5-10 years, Noble would have seen. Google.
Movies.
I feel like I saw a really good one recently that was kind of under the radar.
Oh, I got one.
Is it overrated or underrated?
Overrated. The most recent Spider-Man movie. Not the Into the Spider-Verse. The most recent Spider-Man movie sucked.
The cartoon one?
No, not Into the Spider-Verse. The MCU movie. There is a
Oh.
scene in there where where Peter's swinging through, and they taped like a GoPro to one of those wacky inflatable arm men or something. It's just going terribly shot. Kyle, am I a hipster?
I don't think so.
Let's see. I wanted to see Boyhood. I didn't get to see that.
I would need a lot of time for this one because
I haven't seen Get Out. I don't know. It got good reviews.
So long.
I haven't seen Black Panther. I don't care.
What was the other movie by Jordan Peele? Get Out and what?
Did he? Oh, he made another horror movie, like Her or Mom or something. Mama.
I saw the. I didn't. Which one was the one about the black guy goes into a
I think that's Get Out.
white. Okay, I didn't see that one. I saw the other one, and the other one was good.
I don't like spooky movies.
It's not like a.
I don't like spooky movies.
I don't either. But I still really like
I
it.
don't like
It
spooky
wasn't like
movies.
oh my god! You can't let me finish.
Have you seen Pitch Perfect?
It's not the same. You know what it is because he has a separate look and accent that you just don't have.
You calling me handsome? Underrated movie. I don't know. This will actually get my recommendation. So, my criteria for
Us. That's what it's called. Thank you.
media that you watch is if you wanted to separate it from the pack, it has to make you laugh, it has to make you cry, and tell a good story. That's my criteria for perfect or near perfect movies, anime, television. If you guys haven't seen Her with Joaquin Phoenix, it came out in 2013. It's incredible. Really, really, really good. Really good. And I can say that because I don't recommend movies ever. So,
Yeah, you never talk about movies.
not a movie guy. I don't got time. I do not have time for movies either.
It's tough because
I definitely don't have fucking time for movie theaters. That's 4 hours of a day to go to a movie theater.
I mean, if you don't live near one, yeah.
No, you drive. Say it takes 10 minutes to drive there, right?
Sure.
Are you eating beforehand or are you eating there?
Well, I've never eaten at the movies. I get popcorn when I go there.
So are you eating beforehand?
Like dinner?
It
Or
depends.
lunch?
Just pick. You're gonna be hungry at some point.
No, I'm not. I
You're
guess
always hungry. What do you mean?
So I don't get hungry. I just am hungry.
Fair.
I'm a state of
Fair.
being.
Okay, I'm sorry. Fair. Say it takes 10 minutes to get to the movie theater. 10 minutes, you get there a little bit early. You find your seat. It's another 20 minutes. You watch 15.
Whoa. That's your own fault. You just wasted time getting there early. You know there's 20 minutes of previews. Don't show up for the previews.
Okay. So then it still takes. So that's 30 minutes then. Okay.
For what?
You jerk. Takes 10 minutes to get there. 20 minutes of previews. That's 30 minutes. Okay.
We just said there's no previews.
What do you mean there's no previews? There's always previews. You're gonna wait until after the previews?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Actually, that's something to interest. That's something to ask you guys in chat. Do you guys watch do you guys get there during the previews or before the
If I
previews
get a
in chat?
ticket for a 7:00 movie, I show up to the theater at like 7:15.
Huh.
Why wouldn't you?
And finding a good seat. It also depends if you're going to a nice movie theater too.
Ours are automatic seats. Like you pay for the seat. Like they're like reclining seats, so you get the exact one.
Yeah, I reserve seats as well. Anyway, movie's bad, Noble good. Is the movie good or is it just Joaquin Phoenix just being a fantastic actor? Say just one more time, Eins. I think the concept of the movie is really cool. Joaquin Phoenix is incredible in it, but I think the concept of it's really cool. I haven't seen Joker yet, by the way.
Joker was good. I know you don't watch movies, but if you have like time and you're like, I feel like watching a movie, watch Joker.
I have a movie list somewhere, stuff I've been meaning to watch, but I'm also behind on anime too, which is more important to catch up on.
Yeah, that too. You gotta just watch both.
When you
Stop
can tell me what to watch now?
Yeah, just stop reading.
Stop reading?
See, but I don't know movies that are underrated. Like, I don't watch movies that aren't good.
that aren't good in the um, in the broad spectrum of things. Like people are
For the
like,
most part, like the only movies that I'll watch that people might not like are like comedies, but that's so subjective that it's hard to like. Oh, I think you know, um, Talladega Nights is underrated. Like, sure, that's fine. Like Parasite's not underrated. It's not overrated. It's just a very good movie. Like,
I'll never watch it.
yeah, it's a phenomenal. I mean, it's award winning. It's amazing. Um, I don't know any overrated. Like I'll watch movies that I either heard were good or I looked into, and the people directing and acting are good, so it's usually gonna end up being good. So I guess it's more like what movie flopped that you thought would have been good. Is that like overrated? I guess.
But I also hate fun. So
But I think it's better than other people do. What do I think? What's better?
I'm assuming that your opinion on whatever it would be, because you formulate your own opinion.
Um, seven segment. Yeah, but you think it's better than other
I don't
people
like
do.
fun or movies
Or jokes.
or jokes. I've devoted enough time to this topic. This is the most I've talked about movies in probably several years.
Yeah, I'll have to think on what I think is better than other people do. I usually don't listen to other people because they're stupid. So who knows? But anyway, let's move on. That's
um,
probably
Speaking of not listening to other people because they're stupid, I did a video on entitlement just last week, and then I was watching a podcast where they talked about because there's a lot of entitlement people want. They want. They want. They want. They don't want to put in the work. And I think about the people that do put in the work, the once in a generation entrepreneurs or entrepreneurial entrepreneurial. There you go. Got there.
got it.
Entrepreneurial talent. People like Joe Rogan, Donald Glover, Tyler the Creator. You know Donald Glover's like 40, by the way.
I did not know that.
Crazy, because I watched him in Community when he was a lad.
Oh yeah, I've seen old videos of that, old clips.
He's fantastic in Community. I also only like a handful of shows. I think part of it too, why I only recommend so few things, because like my recommendation is pretty important to me. So if I'm gonna send someone a recommendation, it's like, oh, Noble recommended me this. It's gonna be good.
Mhm.
Anyway, what do you think about? I guess I would say entitlement in children today. Um, People wanting stuff, but not like because everyone wants stuff, right? But that's their entire personality. Like want, I want, I want, I want. It's a Henderson the Rain King thing. It's a book. Um, I guess you could say gold diggers. Sorry, I guess you could say gold diggers in there.
That was close.
Mhm.
Okay.
But there's all these self-made men. But for those three that are, if you don't know, Joe Rogan's done acting as well. But Joe Rogan's done acting, television, successful podcast, comedian, UFC commentator. Childish Gambino or Donald Glover, Tyler the Creator. They've both done acting, TV, movies, music. Like very, very successful people.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's up there too. Like there's very few people that stand out. Do you think that's something to do with?
Entitlement's not new, for sure. I might be alone in this one. My opinion might be underrated. Did I use it right? um.
Not to play devil's avocado here.
Oh, that was a good one that we forgot about. Was it deviled avocado? Something like that. Anyway.
I don't know. I just made it right now on stream.
Okay, you it's yours.
Define entitlement as an inherent expectation of preferential treatment. I don't know if it's inherent. Like, are people inherently bad? I don't know if it's inherent.
I think expectation of preferential treatment is enough.
Yeah.
Inherent's probably too specific.
Go ahead.
I don't think I think Cody's right. I don't think entitlement is new. The way he phrased the question seemed to be biased that he doesn't think it's new. I think it's always been around. People have always felt entitled to things. They've always wanted things. Social media just made it more prevalent. So
We hate social media in this stream.
we do. We really do. I think most people who use it outside of the very at least in my experience, few cases where people just like browse meme accounts and stuff like that. Like they don't actually get into any drama. They don't get into any. They don't follow any actors or anything like that. God forbid any like Instagram personalities or.
I'm going to interject on this point for just a moment. Have you ever been in a Twitter argument?
No, see, I don't have the time or effort for that.
Yeah, when I was 17 years old, I was defending a girl I was dating in a Twitter argument, and I felt so vile after. No one wins. It's just like two fucking idiots slamming their heads into each other to see which one passes out first. You're both still gonna get brain damage.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
that's all that matters in the end.
I apologize for detracting from your point. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. I just think that we talked a little bit about this before. Being able to say what you want through anonymity and feeling like your opinion matters, which most people, your opinion doesn't matter. It will never make a difference. That's just the way it is for 99.9% of people in the world.
I just don't care. Got my own things to worry about. Just don't care.
Well, yeah, worry about everything else outside of social media because no one is the way they seem on social media either. Luke has won every argument he's ever been. I could attest to it.
Oh yeah.
But it's always been around. It always will be around. I think it's just in human nature to want things.
But what's the separation from wanting something, being greedy, or what's the other word? What's the other word where you feel like you deserve something that someone else has? It's one step further than greed.
I don't know. There's a word for that?
Pretty sure.
You want something that someone else has? Or you feel like you deserve what they get? Like, what do you mean?
Envy. Thank you,
Envy?
Matt. Yeah.
You're envious.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
there's I don't think you could say humans are inherently greedy, but we do want a lot of stuff. But what's the separation from someone being greedy to someone being envious? Do you think people today are, I think with social media, like the people that frequent social media, I think it's more common that they're envious rather than greedy. Because they don't want what they have, they want everything they have. Maliciousness, coveting, yeah, it's all that.
So the distinct difference, greed is wanting everything to yourself. Envy is wanting what other people have.
You're taking it from them.
Well, no, it's not taking it from them. If you're envious of someone, you want what they have.
You just said that's what greedy was.
No, greed is having everything for yourself. Sure.
Greedy, having or showing an intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth or power. So, greed is having the desire. Let's see what envy is. Envy is a feeling of disconnected or resentful longing aroused by someone else's. So, the separation is that you're upset with the person. That's what envy is.
To be envious is to be upset with them.
Yeah, greed and envy are the same thing, but envy takes it a step further, that you're mad that they have. Envy is greed plus jealousy. Hey, Matt, could have used you 30 seconds ago. Thanks, jerk.
You don't have to call him a jerk.
Somebody had to.
All right, fair enough, you jerk. Did we go too far? So, I guess my point is that people didn't know what other people had back in the day. Before the internet, I would have never known who you were, and I could have never wanted a microphone that you had, right? But because of the internet, I was able to know that you have a microphone and I could buy that microphone. Like I was envious of your microphone. Not literally. I have a different one. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm not mad.
Because people are able to flaunt on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook what they have, it's become what's the old expression? Like keeping up with the Joneses, right? Like when your neighbor gets a new fence, you want to get a new fence, so you don't look like. Now it's become that, except for all across the world. It's become like a worldwide keeping up with the Mohammeds, because that's the most popular name in the world.
Can he say that? That's bad. That's a ban.
Ugh,
How
come
dare you
on.
say it on my channel? Follow me over at
Yeah.
twitch.tv/kjoat.
No, you're supposed to say cloat.
Oh yeah, so
You
we
messed
were
up.
playing competitive mini masters. Just a quick digression. We were playing competitive mini masters today, and one of the players, very high tier player, very good guy, called Kyle Cloat, made me laugh my ass off.
Soon it'll just be Kjo. Don't worry. We just
No,
have
I
to,
like Cloat.
we have to wait for Twitch to allow me to change it. But anyway, that's what I think is the difference between Zoomers growing up now than when we even before us, before Boomers.
So here's something interesting. Is someone that takes pictures of their possessions and then posts that online. Is that empty? Is that empty of that person to do? Because they're posting it online to people that would love to have what they have.
I don't think so, because I don't think you can make a blanket statement. I think some people are empty. I think some people aren't. Because say you worked really hard for something, you spent hours and hours, you saved up money, and you bought a nice car, and you want to like, hey, I show this off online.
Why do you want to show it to people? That's something that
to your friends, right? Like that's original social media. Like you want to connect with your friends. Like
yeah,
keep up with what they're doing. That's not what social media is now. But you know, when Facebook just started, it was just for a bunch of college kids to keep in touch. So I think
okay.
way, it's probably fine.
Maybe there's a difference. Oh God, I hate stuff. Maybe there's a difference between, like buying. I would consider buying a new house different than showing off your sneaker collection, or getting a dog, which is very expensive actually. If you guys don't know, getting a
really
dog versus showing off just stacks of money. Like, is that empty?
Showing off stacks of money, yeah, for sure.
So, is it specifically that it's in bill form instead of a collection of shoes, or just a bunch of bullshit jewelry or Flavor Flav clock?
Well, all that. Well,
whoa!
clock.
Don't hate on the Flav Master now. Flavortown, actually.
I guess that's interesting because, yeah, you're assigning value to the thing, not the actual money spent on it. But I think it depends, because people have hobbies. You know, people collect shoes and they want to show off their hobbies, or maybe they're selling them and they're trying to like connect with people who are selling them. I don't think that part of social media is bad. I don't think when people, I know you hate stuff, but burning passion, you hate stuff.
I do hate stuff.
But I think people that just want to show off stuff, you know, they're just showing off to their friends. They're showing it off to be. Trust me, there's some people who are like, "Oh, I'm the best. Here's what I have, and none of you have it, and I hope you're all jealous, envious." Sorry, I don't know, confuse the terms.
Every other item has
I
the
don't think
fallback
that's
if there's a community around this. I'm posting to show that community. Well, Matt playing Devil's Avocado in chat.
Every other item has the fallback of community around this. I'm posting.
I think for the broad space. So is it like with the outraged people or the simps or the OnlyFans guys? There's definitely people in power that are just like, I have this and you don't.
I think there's always people like that. It's the same thing. Like, there's always going to be people who ask, you know, pretty girls for an OnlyFans. There's always going to be people who say hockey's not a sport as soon as SportsCenter posts a clip. Like, they're always going to do that because they can. They think it's funny, and there's
who are those people?
As he starts typing his Twitter responses.
I already have him. Control Seed. Control V me, pussy.
That's just, with how many people there are in the world, there will always be those kinds.
Do you think those people
Go ahead.
know that they're... Do you think those people know what they're doing? Like, they register it, they process it, they know that they're trolling, they know that they're being braggadocious, or are they just like... I think because I'm aware when I'm being an asshole. Is that just having the self-awareness and maturity, though?
Yeah. I think some people definitely think they're right and what they're doing. Like, there are definitely people who don't think hockey's a sport, and they're like, I don't know why people are angry at me. Like, they play it on ice. Can't be a sport.
That's two.
It's just the first thing that
one more, and I'm getting a new co-host
because I just saw it on Twitter. That's why. All right, there's always gonna be people who ask Valkyrie for an OnlyFans. It will always be a thing. Now it's become like a joke, so it definitely will. But like, there's always gonna be people like, yeah, it's not wrong for me to ask, so I'm just gonna keep asking. Like, every time she posts a tweet, I'm gonna respond to it.
Also, if no one calls you out on it that you respect, that's part of it. I actually saw something very
I don't think
interesting. Go ahead.
just a response to Cody. I don't think if someone's sure that they're right, I don't think it matters if someone they respect is going
Yeah,
uh, to call them out. I think it's just they've
there's people I know
already
that like
convoluted in their mind that they're right, and what they're doing is totally fine.
like Kyle in the hit anime Boruto.
I mean, you already started off with the hit anime, so you're already painting a bad picture in your viewers' minds.
I read something the other day that was
Yeah, you weeb.
Matt's a weeb. Fuck you. I read
I don't
something
know.
the other day that was shopping carts are a perfect description for the separation of good and bad humanity.
I've heard this. I've heard this. This is good.
Yeah. To fill you guys in on chat. So when you go shopping, all the carts are neatly stacked up. You go get your groceries. You walk out. There's a specific spot to put shopping carts. But you'll see around the parking lot, there's people that put there's shopping carts turned over if you're going to Walmart. Um, there's shopping carts that are up on planners, which kind of sucks, by the way, because I love nature. But there's shopping carts that are up on planners, and then there's shopping carts near where you're supposed to put them, which is like pissing on the toilet seat, basically. That's about the exact same. And then there's shopping carts that are in the lane that you're supposed to put them, but they're sideways or they're jagged and you can't stack them up. So the idea behind it is it's a perfect example for how humans behave and operate, I guess you could say. But I wanted to see what your opinion on that was, Kyle.
I've actually heard this before. I think people that don't put the shopping carts away better be in an emergency, or else they're just degenerate human
You're a
beings.
shit person.
Yeah, I genuinely think that anyone who doesn't do that, I wouldn't have a relationship, like wouldn't be friends with, like would have no interaction with in my life. And there's always gonna be people like that just think that their time is worth more than taking the 10 seconds to walk the shopping cart back.
Is that a sociopathic tendency to think that your time is worth more?
I don't think so.
It's
Um,
so it's
I
it's
mean,
being so self-involved, right?
you could look it up, and I'm sure there's like a loose, you know, if someone tends to not put shopping carts back, that could be a sociopath type thing. Um, I think it's just I don't know what is. I don't think it's a disease. I don't think it's like a mental issue. I think it's just a raising your kids wrong type issue. I think it's a parent issue. You taught the kid that almost, but not, to use an old kind of phrase, the world revolves around them. Like, of course, that's the guy's job. He should clean up after me. Like, that's what he gets paid for, right? Like, he should go around the parking lot in a storm and go put these carts away because I can't walk 10 seconds to do it. Um,
Narcissistic could be it's a lack of
yeah,
empathy a bit too.
yeah,
So
sure. I think a little bit, yeah.
we talked about this in one of the first comeback episodes of the podcast, but me having an Asian girlfriend, the way that I behave. How do you think that I put back my shopping cart? From what you know about me, how do you think I put it back?
What do you mean?
Well,
I
what do you
assume
think I do when I
back
walk
and
over
put
there?
it in. If there's any out of place, do you put it with it too? Like around there. I don't think you walk around the whole parking lot.
I don't walk around the whole parking lot, but if there's
But if
if
on your
there's
way
like
right near
15 around and they're all jumbled right there, I'll spend the extra 3 minutes doing it.
yeah, I've done that in like not in like a Walmart. I don't really go to Walmart for
Ugh,
like
yuck.
shopping cart
Poor.
needs.
I can say
No.
that I'm poor. Sad.
I pull it and say, no, I don't really go there for anything I need a shopping. Like I don't do my shopping there. I know you need like bags for everything anyway, so kind of just carry the bags. Um, but like when I go to CVS, if there's like shopping carts on my way, I'll just like drag them in. I just like it's not even like it's wasting my time. It's literally on the way. But yeah, They're just rude people who weren't brought up to respect other people's times and other people's job. Like there's always people who need to work the jobs that no one else wants to work.
Yeah.
That's just the unfortunate fact of life. There has to be those people.
We'll get back to that in just a second. Question: in the movie Click, Adam Sandler can fast forward through real life events like traffic or showering, etc., but the catch is that it will always fast forward any future instances of said event. What are things you would fast forward past this question, Luke? Anyway, back to what you were saying, Kyle. I
Have you
think
never seen Click?
what?
Have you ever seen Click?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
Man.
I guess people learned this today. Well, not this is one of those like noble learning lessons that we get once per day, where it's either we fix audio, or we get some nice conversations, good community conversations. It's something to teach future generations, or teach your kids, or tell your friends about. Like, put back your shopping cart. There are 2 scenarios. Well, I guess technically 3 that you shouldn't put back your shopping cart. You're bleeding. You're about to shit your pants. Both.
Usually you don't want option C. That's gonna
Yeah, option 3 is a rough one. Yeah, but it doesn't register in my mind that some people, well, I shouldn't say that. I've been trying to step away from that, because I've been trying to say, like, it's difficult to register stupidity or negativity or narcissism or sociopathic tendencies, but it's not difficult to register that. It's like some people that would to get mildly political for a moment, it's like some people that would harp on the president or harp on past presidents, like, how could he do that? I don't understand how he could do that. Well, not understanding is a real rough concept. It's like, if you've met people in your life, it's always the conversation after that is when somebody's close friends with somebody, they disappear after 5 years, they go live their own life, and then they end up in the news because they killed someone, and the person gets interviewed. It's like, I had no idea how he could kill him. I couldn't believe. I know a lot of people that would probably kill some people. Like, I met some fucked up people. You would interview me in the news and be like, yeah, I called it. I fucking knew that guy. He was crazy.
You've podcasted with people who probably could kill you.
I've podcasted with people that are probably what?
And your other podcast, of course.
My other podcast. Different
Tosh.
Different guy.
He says, my mother could be on the news for murder the next day. And I'd be like, yeah, I can see it. I could definitely see it. One time, she didn't pick me up from nursery school. I think she hates children.
On the assumption I'll always survive coming out of it, taking the elevator. What do you mean by that, Matt? Do you mean if you have to go to the bathroom, taking the elevator? That's a rough one.
Oof.
Oh, fast forwarding events? I kind of like that time, because I can just be like, if one person were to turn on me in here, could I get the rest of the people to fight back, or am I gonna have to fight all those people? You can tell yourself nice little crazy stories in the elevator.
But all right, what else do you want to talk about?
Slow walkers. Oh god, it's the worst.
Oh.
Are 3 people that walk in a line on the sidewalk, and you're like, you're bad humans. You understand that, right?
You get beat in New York if you do that. You actually get publicly abused.
Do you?
I mean, not
I
really.
walk at my own damn pace, and you'll deal with it. You can walk at your own damn pace. Just step aside for 4 seconds, because there's other people. You fucking jerk.
You are a jerk if you do that.
You are a jerk. If it's people I know, I'll walk slower. I'm really big on hurting people I know. People who walk dogs on bike paths with a 30. Yeah. Also, actually, because my dad raised dogs, it is... Actually, I'm going to say it's shocking. It's shocking how many people don't know how to walk their dog correctly. Like, don't know how to keep a short leash, don't know how to heel them, don't know what side to walk them on.
It's shocking.
It's shocking to me that so many people don't know how to do it, because it seems like for as many people that own dogs, people that don't know how to do it.
Was it like, you think 50-50? Either like one person knows how, one person doesn't?
Well, if you guys don't know in chat, you're supposed to keep a very short leash on it, because they're an animal. first and foremost. They can be your best friend. They can lick peanut butter off your gherkin. I'm sure some of the weirdos that see this in the future will probably love that. Okay, like
Gherkin. Urban the German.
It shocks me the number of people that have pets. Yeah, way too many people have pets too. But you walk left side, keep a short leash. You keep the leash tight and taut, and they they are in line with your hip. You don't just let him run around. You don't just have the leash and let him run around like, oh, he's exploring. I want him to explore. He's sniffing around. We're going on a nature walk. Terrible people. Terrible people. Oh, these are terrible people. But actually, that's an interesting question. Do a lot of people have dogs in the city?
I'm not in the city, but a lot of people do. When I like go to the city. Yeah, exactly.
People don't. People do not know how to drive. Do you think they know how to dogs?
So in New York, you see a lot of people walking around. There's just so many people in Manhattan that like, you're guaranteed
6
to
buildings in my
constantly see
complex,
dogs.
and over half the residents have dogs. If I were
That's
you, I
crazy
would start
stat.
lighting firecrackers every other week. That sounds like a great time.
That's an absurd thing to have. Think about like people take classes to learn how to drive like months long, and you don't have to take any classes to know how to dog.
Yeah, you could just go get a dog. There's also
Literally
like
pay money.
a bit of human entitlement there, like, oh, we're smarter, so we can own them. But not a lot of people should own pets. I think I've actually probably talked about this a lot. You guys have probably heard me rant about this
A
if you've
lot
been
of
around.
time. A lot of time and effort.
Yeah, you get a dog before you get a kid. That's the rule. If you want a kid, you get a dog first.
Unless you're allergic.
Yeah.
Then you get 3
To kids or
dogs and go
dogs?
ahead and bury yourself. No.
Oh, what? Huh?
I'm allergic to cats, not dogs.
I'm allergic to kids.
You're just saying that online in case allegations come out later. No, I said I was allergic. I couldn't be. 100 feet? The school? I gotta move. Sorry.
You have to think like with Cody wrote a book in chat. We'll get to that. You got to think in like a 9 month. So babies start operating. You probably didn't talk until you were like, I don't know, 3 years old or something. Your first word was pizza. But babies start operating as real creatures after 9 months or so. A 9 month old separating from humans. A 9 month old, any type of mammal, is alive. It can hunt. It can bathe. It can take care of itself. It knows what the pack does. Humans are fucking lumps of Play-Doh until they're like 6 years old. And even then, they're still lumps of Play-Doh until they're like 13, and even then until they're like 18.
Yeah, like you don't even know what you're doing at those ages.
You have
just
zero
exist.
idea. All our energy goes towards developing the brain. I mean, if we weren't taken care of, like, so you see how smart chimpanzees are? That's why they start soaking everything up after those 9 months. You see how smart chimpanzees are. But they can still figure it out after a while. Like humans are so incredibly useless. And then they want to take it's like 20 something year old people will say, as to not offend anyone too much in chat, we'll say 19-year-olds having a kid, or people in a fresh relationship getting a dog, which is one of the worst mistakes you can make, by the way. Oh, we're 6 months in, we're thinking about getting a dog. Ugh. Oh.
I'll take the under on 1 year.
Yeah. And then it's like, who loves it more? And then you have to share the dog. Ugh. Ugh.
Terrible.
Cody wrote a whole essay in chat. I was at school, walking to my house, saw this 5'3" girl with a giant beaver dog coming up to pass the dog. Stares me down and won't move. Girl starts asking it, oh, what's wrong? And I look at them like, oh, fuck. I told her I don't move. I'm going to go the other way. You'll have a nice night. Yeah. There's not a lot of that's definitely scary too. Like, not a lot of people can control they don't understand their animals. So that's the separation. Like, why do dogs get euthanized whenever they bite something? It's your job to make sure that it's not biting someone. Because I was raised around pit bulls, and there's such a large stigma around pit bulls, like, oh, they're vicious dogs and They fight people. They'll eat your baby. They'll eat your baby.
He'll eat your baby.
Not even the meanest dog that you can buy on the market. Like, go get a Rottweiler. See how that goes for you. Go get any canine dog. Like, they're meant to take people down, tear up their flesh. You can teach them to be sweet still, but they're still animals. That's why they bark when someone goes by. They're still animals. They get nervous. It's
I
like,
think that's
go ahead.
uh I think that's the risk we take as humans. Like we'll be the more intelligent kind, but someone has to take care of us for years to develop that intelligence. Like we don't get to just come out of the womb and start flying around like birds. That's just the trade-off we got, and I think we got the better end of it.
Speak for yourself. I'm gonna throw my kid out of a 12-story building.
All right, Eric Clapton, come on.
What? Did he throw his kid?
Oh, you don't know that?
No.
Oof, that joke sounds really bad then. His kid fell out of a 80-story window when he was like
Oh.
6 years old. I don't know, some really young.
Yeah, and he's like still alive,
Oh,
right? He's doing well.
The baby Eric Clapton.
Yes.
Yeah, it was inspiration for one of his best songs of all time. Tears in Heaven. But yeah, he
That's
was
what
like
Tears in Heaven is about?
but his kid, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it changes everything.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he was all coked out or something. He's on drugs. I
His
mean,
kid just fell.
that-
My brother fell out of like a 2-foot window, and his life is fucked.
yeah, stupid as can be. Yeah, no, that's how he died. He fell out of a window.
Which out of mine is never. Oh, okay. So it was worth it. You said that, Luke, not me. Wait, I just said fuck.
Luke could say that. I mean, only he could say if it was worth it. So go ask him.
All right, get me to topics. Give me a chat question. Feed me a chat question.
Well, chat's not gonna like this question.
Why? Because I'm gonna rant.
You're not chat.
Okay, I'll sit here politely.
Okay. Well, hold on. Before we get to chat, I have one thing for you.
Do you have a thing for me? Is it gonna piss me off?
It's gonna get you to rant, and you know what it is, so it's not gonna be a surprise. But you're gonna rant
I don't like things.
because I don't really know what it is. What's going on in the basketball playoffs?
I'm glad that you brought that up. What's the most complex human invention you think you could recreate before you died? We'll get back to that. I'm gonna write that one down. Let me rant about basketball first. If you guys don't know in chat, I hate basketball. We were talking about this in stream the other day, so some of you might know this topic. It is a selfish sport. All sports are ego driven. It is the most egotistical sport. One man can change the system. I don't like that at all. One man can just change how the entire game is played. I don't like that. That's why if I were to like anything about basketball, the Spurs would have been my favorite team because Greg Popovich ran a team system. It was all about defense. It was all about a team. Everyone in basketball thinks that they're bigger than the sport of basketball. Too many people in basketball are not concerned about winning championships. They're concerned about the money and the clout that comes with it, which pisses me off being a traditional sports fan like hockey or how I was raised to watch fighting. You put yourself in, even in fighting now, like it's the whole team. It's not just the fighter. The whole team of coaches make the fighter the best that they can be. Fucking hate basketball. So, as I go into this makes me feel so good in my core that basketball has done one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen. Did you know that the NBA playoffs are going on right now?
I know that there's the NBA bubble going on. That's it. I don't know what it means, but that's the term I heard on the radio.
If you guys feel free to look this up in chat, if you guys would like, feel free to look this up in chat, excuse me, for the absolute atrocity that is happening in the NBA playoffs. Have you seen anything of the NHL playoffs right now?
No. I saw that the Rangers got number one pick. Shout out Luke.
They did. Is Luke a
Luke's
Rangers
big
fan?
Rangers fan.
Dude,
Huge Rangers fan.
they got so good in the last. Luke, we'll talk later. They got so good so fast. So the NHL playoffs are going on in Toronto right now. Did I lose Kyle? Black?
Are you there?
Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Good. The NHL playoffs are going on in two very nice stadiums right now. Stadiums that normally seat people. There's the whole bubble. They have their hotels and everything. It's perfectly done. There was also a 5 OT game last night, 5 overtimes for those of you that don't know. That is 160 minutes of hockey being played. Crazy, absolutely crazy. The NHL is doing it very well. They're making memes about it on Twitter. It's going really well. The NBA is playing in what looks like a high school gym. If you guys have ever been to a high school gym, which I'm sure some of you have, it looks like a high school gym. But instead of the bleachers, they have monitors around the court, and they zoomed in fans, Kyle. So there are fans wearing headphones in their chairs, just like this, just like you and me here, because the NBA wanted to bring the game to the fans. And there's just like 300 people across panels that are going like,
I saw they did one good thing. Like they did the families can like call out the players. Like when they start a game, like they announce like the starting roster for each team. They have like the family of each person.
don't
That seemed pretty cool.
don't say
I don't know
positive
why.
things. I'm shitting on
I don't know
basketball.
I don't know where I saw it. Someone said it somewhere. I don't know if it was on like a podcast or a radio or news.
Don't. I'm shitting on basketball here.
Sorry. Yeah. Bad bouncing.
Hey,
balls,
do we need to
hoops,
talk
sorry.
about that off stream? Come on, this is my moment. I've been waiting for this.
Continue your rant.
Best type of nuts to stack on? A mix. With no peanuts, though, because peanuts suck after like 4. Cashews are pretty good.
That's the peanut. I do like cashews actually. I
After
like
the fan stands up naked. Yeah, I don't know if they screen. That's actually something interesting to bring up. I don't know if they screen the fans or something, but I'm waiting for someone to start doing racist or disgusting or just naked stuff in the background.
Gotta be
I'm
on delay. It's gotta be.
really looking forward. They have to be screened,
Yeah.
but I'm really looking forward to that.
Baseball did it the best. Not that I'm biased or anything. They did cutouts and put them in the stands around. It's just like that's great. Everyone's happy. You get to see people in the stands behind. You don't have to hear people scream when there's a deep pop fly like it's going to be a home run. The stupid idiots. And at least for the Mets fans, we get to listen to the best broadcasters in baseball. So
Stupid idiots.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're about an hour and a half in. It's time to take some chat
Jeez.
questions because you wanted to
time
start.
flies.
I think we're about an hour and a half in because I think we
Yeah.
started around 4:30 or something. My time it's
Probably close to it.
6:02. Take chat questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, chat, if you don't know, this is the part of the stream where we take your questions, we interact with you guys. We want to hear everything that we can from you guys. There's no limitations to the questions. If the question's too crazy, like what color underwear are you wearing, the answer is white. But if the question is too crazy, then you don't have to worry about, or we'll just skip it. You don't have to worry about us being like, I don't know if I can deal with that. We'll just skip it. But feel free to ask anything you might have to Kyle or myself. This will be closing towards the end of stream, and then after this, Kyle will be having his own stream starting, and we'll go push all the viewers over there. Oh, stretch. Do you have any chat questions, by the way? Questions for chat?
Do we have no questions? I have a go.
Oh, I think there was a question that I saved, actually. What's the most complex human invention you think you could recreate before you died?
So am I like spending the rest of my life trying to recreate this invention?
Sure. I could probably make a wheel. I think I could make a water generator.
Luke said the wheel, yeah.
I can make a water generator, but nothing electrical.
I want to say it would be some sort of.
Wait. Are we allowed to Google in this situation? Are we looking at books, You wake up in a field, every raw material exists in a reasonable distance. I can make. Oh, you think you could make power? I could make a water generator, but I don't know what I do with it.
No, mine would probably just be some sort of like a whole lifetime. I'm sure I could figure something out, dude.
I can make.
Like, I think I'd be able to figure out a battery with every raw material in a lifetime.
I don't think you could. You're pretty stupid. I would just use candles.
Dude, you know how many years that is?
I know that we've seen Dr. Stone, Cody, but I'm thinking like I couldn't make a light bulb. I can make an oven. That's easy. A Dutch oven. It's easy. Make a Dutch oven, a nice house, clotheslines easily, a chimney easily. I could make a water generator. I just don't know what I do with the power.
I think depending on if I'll be able to do that, it would just be like some sort of weapon. I think I'd figure out how to like forge a nice weapon.
There you go. There.
Chimney.
You're gonna spend your entire life and with your kids. So in this situation, it's.
Oh, I have kids?
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
It's me and a girl, and you and a girl. Not saying any names here. My entire life goal is like building up this house and everything else, nice stuff. I have my kids helping me. We get a generator, and then you guys just make a bunch of weapons, come kill us, and just take the stuff. Like, yeah, we did it.
That's how most countries came to be.
For
America.
heated grow beds for crops in the winter. I don't know how I would distribute that heat though. I could probably. So the thing is, if I don't have all these distractions, like, I can easily make a water wheel, very easily. It's just panels. You put it in a downstream, and it's just 2 circles. So it's circle, panels, circle, downstream. Like, I can make a water wheel, but I don't know how I would move that power.
Yeah, it's tough.
Make wire? I don't think I could. I don't think I could make wire. I have a Well, actually, I take that back one step further. Because if I'm having every raw material, I could find out what would be conductive.
Yeah.
I'm not making a microwave just for the reason I don't need it. Like, one of the first things you do is you make a shelter, which would be pretty fast. You get candles. You make yourself an oven. You don't need like a stove burner. You make yourself an oven. And then you start farming animals. And then you're set. Like, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's really easy to do.
The stuff that sustains, yeah.
It's really, really easy to do. With all the knowledge I have right now, shelter, I can make an oven easily. Because, I mean, I don't have to go in like a full forging metal oven, but if you think about 3 cinder, actually, let's say 5 cinder blocks. So you have 1 cinder block here, 1 on top, 1 right here, 2 behind, and then a fire in there. There's an oven. There you go. And then you could put like a wood panel for a door. I think I could. I'm not gonna make any. I'm not gonna make a computer. I'm not gonna make the internet. There's no time for that. I'm not gonna make batteries. There's no time for that. I'm not gonna make a microwave. I wouldn't make anything that I have here. Like, I can make blankets. I can make clothing. But I making a mirror is easy. I would just have one.
One big one.
Yeah, I wouldn't really need it for anything. But there's like, everything in this room right here is irrelevant. I don't need any of it. It's the same thing goes for you. And then you just like start gathering chickens. You start gathering wild animals.
Poor chickens, they don't know what's coming to them.
Poor chickens. Yeah, I think I'll just like survive and live a pretty good life. The difference is though, for me versus most people, like if you put a 15-year-old kid in that situation, like that's how I want to live someday. I want to work my ass off. reinvents animal husbandry. I'll be your animal husband. Wait, wait,
Hold on.
hold on.
Careful.
You could probably make a motor. I just don't know what I would use. I don't really know like what I would use a motor for. Make a very simple vehicle. See, the thing about that is I would just make a bike or a razor scooter instead. Or a skateboard even. A skateboard would be the easiest one if I wanted to get around. What if you're in grass? Well, fuck you. I'll cut the grass. How about that?
That would be annoying to cut the grass that short all the time.
You just no paved roads anymore. You just lay down mud there. It'll harden up over time.
Yeah. You make your own paths.
Dead people would make terrible guesses, but sure. You could like, because you and I both geek out over primitive technology. If you guys don't know, primitive technology is a YouTuber that Kyle introduced me to, where we just make stuff like
Phenomenal YouTube.
Well, I'm gonna keep making wheels over and over again, Cody. It's not a big deal. It's just gonna be a slab of wood and some shitty rubber wheels. Could even do plastic wheels if I could find a way to
Say
make
no
them.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, I just need to go forward. Like it's going to be faster than common travel. Bike would be simplest, but then nearly every bike were really bad. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like bike would be fine too. What kind of skateboard? Probably a longboard so I can lay down and just pull myself with my hands around. But the thing is, I could figure out how to make a solid material, not like concrete, but I could figure out how to make a solid material in 3 days or less, just by mixing dirts and water together and seeing how well it hardens. Like if you just have a bunch of powders around me, or like there's clay, like you could just make a clay road easily. It's gonna harden, it's gonna crack. Okay, I'll make another one. I don't need to make this nice. I'm trying to survive here. What dead people would you hang out with, Kyle? I don't have an answer to this question. I think it's a stupid question. I'm gonna fast forward past this. Clicked.
Oh man, could you
That's
believe his opinion on how many people? Dead people. Stevie
Dad
Ray
people
Vaughan.
or dead people?
I would love Stevie Ray Vaughan to have a meal with Stevie Ray Vaughan. I think that'd be phenomenal. Do I have to have 6 other people? All right, fine.
That's a lot of people. Just go with as many as you can. That's a lot of people. This is the first date question. This question sucks.
You don't want to go on a date?
With you, 100%. But I'm not going to ask you a stupid question on a date. I'm going to say, how many plates do you think we should order? And then we're going to sit there and not talk to each other like two good boyfriends and eat the whole time.
So all right, so I'll go 2 musicians: Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix.
Do you think John Mayer wants to hang out with me?
I feel like
5 Bill Burrs. They'd all hate each other. That's a terrible idea.
I would love to have Bill Burr at my table. Who's at 3? Dwight Johnson. Dwayne Johnson. Why did I say Dwight?
No, why did you?
Who else? I feel like I want another rando there. Like another non-famous person that no one knows. Just a random 28-year-old from across the world.
23-year-old?
How old are you?
23.
Sure.
I'd actually, you know what? I'm going to answer this question for my own way. I would get my good friend Jake and a bunch of prominent black figures.
And why is that?
No reason. Seems like it'd be an interesting conversation.
You know, I'm sure it would.
I'm sure it would. I have a funny story for you off stream.
No, that's pretty much it. Off the top of my head, I'm sure there's someone else I'd want. Let's get Shroud in there. Shroud would enjoy it.
Evil Shroud?
No, good Shroud. Yeah, he'd split the dessert. He wouldn't take it to himself.
Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, Buddha, Joseph Smith.
I
think that's a
definitely wouldn't want Kanye there.
terrible
I don't
list.
care about religious people.
That's a terrible list, Matt. Ban yourself from the chat. That's a terrible list. Why not Prophet Jesus? Why not his younger brother, Prophet Jesus? This question sucks. Somebody else ask a question. This is the worst question in the history of trade deals.
Possibly ever. Also, 2 weeks and 5 days till I can change my username on Twitch.
You will no longer be Clote?
I will no longer be Clote.
Oh my goodness. What are you playing tonight, Valorant?
Valorant.
I'm really happy about our Mini Masters games earlier. We're gonna talk about that more later.
Yeah, for sure. We love Valorant games. Maybe I'll play some Mini Masters too. I have to download Fall Guys in case we play it tomorrow.
If Kyle and Noble went out on a date, who would go for the kiss first?
You mean who did go for the kiss first?
I don't know. Are you straightforward?
Depends. If it's someone I knew for a while, yeah, I just fucking go for it.
You would?
It's a trick question. Neither of us, duh. We eat food and drink beer and go
Just
home and
have
watch
sex
the game.
like two good friends. Two good friends having sex. Don't make eye contact because we're not gay. A little bit lonely. Cold.
Code. Eric Cartman. That's my eighth.
I
Never said it couldn't be fictional.
I one time was buttering up a girl. We were in her car just outside my house. I had figured that she stay at least 5 feet apart in the hot tub because they're not gay. I was buttering up this girl for a while. I went in to kiss her, and she fucking aliened my face. I leaned over, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go for it." She grabs my head, and she goes, like, "Okay, it's one of those." She was also phenomenal. Oh, and that sentence right there. Right. Jack can figure that out. She's also phenomenal. That girl. She liked corn dogs.
Voters.
When are we living the streamer lawyer teacher house? Cody, you hurt my feelings. I told you that you're not invited. It's me, Kyle, and Jake.
Am I the lawyer? Huh? I knew it all along.
Yeah, probably as things continue to progress, Cody, that will definitely happen. As my channel continues to grow, as we can continue to get more support. Also, I'm sure Kyle saw it at some point, but we peaked at 19 viewers today. Thank you guys for such the high average viewers while podcasting. I really appreciate that. 20 people is a lot of people to watch our podcasts. I really appreciate that we're growing every week. If nobody else has questions in chat, unless someone wants to sneak in a last question, Kyle will go start his stream, and I will go off into the distance and play you guys the outro. Give it 36 seconds. I'm in a good mood.
The dank outro.
Zombie.
It's a good one. I believe in you, Cody. If there's anyone that could outlawyer other people, I believe you can.
I believe you.
People. I don't know the term for that.
If anyone else is typing a question in chat, warn me now. Otherwise, we're going to call it right there. Kyle, my friend, thank you for the lovely podcast. I love you with my whole heart. I had a blast today. If you want to sign off to the people and go get ready for your own podcast.
I just saw we didn't update it on the stream. The number 10.
Fuck!
You should just for the video just put like a little post-it over it. Edit in like a little post-it. Anyway,
you know how hard that would be to edit?
Would it?
Yes, because you have to do it over an hour and a half of footage.
You can't just paste the picture right there?
I could, but I would have to do it over an hour and a half of footage. So it would be me pasting the picture in my editing program and then just dragging it. And then I would have to export that.
I don't know. Does that take longer? I'm not an editor. I'm not a viewer. Not a videographer.
Do your fucking outro.
But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. This was fun as always. Episode number 10, big number 10. And we're consistent, right? Every week. Besides the 4-month hiatus, we've been so consistent. But seriously, thank you guys for hanging out. We love you so much. We'll be back next week, Wednesday afternoon, for episode number 11.